पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहो किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आस करूं जिसकी माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे माँ सबको दुआ देना तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी माँ तुम अंतर्यामी परब्रह्म परमेश्वर परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी माँ सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் மிகவும் பணிவோட ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி நம்மளுடைய குண்டலினியை உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம். நல்ல பிரசன்ன சித்தத்தோட ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்ப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் தங்களுடைய குழந்தைகள் இங்கு தியானம் செய்ய அமர்ந்திருக்கிறோம் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு அனுமதியை தந்து இன்றைய தியானத்தை வழிநடத்துங்கள் தாயே. தங்களுடைய அன்பும் ஆனந்தமும் இன்றைய தியானத்தில் அனுபவிக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கண்களை மூடிக்கொள்வோம். கவனம் நம்மளுக்குள் கொண்டு வருவோம். இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சந்தலையில் கவனத்தை வைத்து அமைதியாக ஒரு நிமிடம் உட்கார்ந்து நம்மளுடைய இன்றைய நிலையை கவனிப்போம். மெதுவாக கவனத்தை சகசிராரத்திலேயே நிலைநிறுத்தி மூன்று மகா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रारस्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. गणेश मन्त्रम्. ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் பூமி தாய் மீது வைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான தோஷங்களும் பாதாக்களையும் எதிர்மறை சக்திகளை தாங்களுக்குள் எழுப்புங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஸ்தூல சரீரமும் சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி சமநிலையில் வைத்திருங்கள். எங்களுடைய தியானத்துக்கு தேவையான சமநிலையை தந்திருளுங்கள் தாயே. தங்களுடைய தூய அன்பால் கருணையால் எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி எங்களுக்குள் பொறுமையும் சகிப்புத்தன்மையும் தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिभूमि माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. இரண்டு கைகளும் ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைப்போம். உள்ளங்கையும் மேல் நோக்கி இருக்கட்டும். கழுத்தும் மேல் நோக்கி வைத்துக் கொள்வோம். கண்கள் மூடி மனதார கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆகாஷ தேவதா. எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறைகளையும் அதிகப்படியான உஷ்ணத்தையும் வாயு மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை சாந்தமாக வைத்திருங்கள். ரெண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் விரல்களில் நம்ம என்ன உணர்வோம்னு கவனிப்போம். ஸ்ரீ ஆகாஷ தேவதா சாக்ஷாத் மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आकाश देवता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக இரண்டு கைகளும் மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நோக்கி வைத்து நம்முடைய கவனம் நடு நாடி ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகா பஞ்சபூத சுவாமினி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு சமநிலையை தந்தருளுங்கள். எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை தூய்மையாக தடையில்லாமல் வைத்திருங்கள் தாயே. குண்டலினி மாதாக்கு சகசிராரத்தை அடைய ஒரு சிறந்த பாதையை அமைத்து கொடுங்கள். தெய்வீக சக்தியோடு இணைய அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயா எங்களுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா ஸ்ரீ கார்த்திகேயாவோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய சிந்தனை, பேச்சு, செயல் எப்பொழுதும் தூய்மையாக இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான ராட்சச குணங்கள், அசுர சக்திகளை ராட்சச ஹந்திரியாக முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். தூய குழந்தை உள்ளத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள். மங்களமும் தூய்மையோடு நிரப்பிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய கவனம் மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். நம்மளுக்குள் அமர்ந்த ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி மாதாவை மனமாற வணங்கி ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुण्डलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ நிர்மல் வித்யா ஸ்ரீ நிர்மல சித்தா ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவ சரஸ்வதி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள். அதை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. தூய தெய்வீக ஞானத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள். எங்களுடைய விருப்பமும் தூய்மையாக இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். தேவையில்லாத விஷயங்களில் எங்களுடைய கவனம் சிதறாமல் தங்களுடைய திருக்கமல பாதத்தில் எப்பொழுதும் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு சுத்த வாக் சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள். சஹஜ யோகத்தை பற்றி எல்லோரிடமும் பேசி பகிர தூய்மையான வாக் சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள். கலை ஞானமும் கலையை ரசிக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய மேதா சக்தியை மேம்படுத்துங்கள். எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள கோபம் அகங்காரத்தை முழுமையாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள். சஹஜ யோகத்துக்கு பயன்படுத்துற தூய படைப்பாற்றல் சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள். ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவ சரஸ்வதி சாக்ஷாத் மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री ब्रह्मदेव सरस्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. நம்மளுடைய வலது கை நடு சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்தில் வைத்து ஸ்ரீ கணேச அதர்வசேஷை கூறுவோம். ஓம் நமஸ்தே கணபதயே त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् आत्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवशोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात अवपुरस्तात् अव उत्तरातात अवदक्षिणातात अवचोद्ध्वातात अवाधरातात सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तसिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नाद सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैर्सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयाधौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக வலது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இரண்டு உள்ளங்கை வழியாகவும் சைத்தன்யத்தை உள்வாங்கி கவனம் சுவாதிஷ்டான் மீது வைக்கும்போது சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரம் மேல்மேலும் தூய்மை அடையும். தெய்வீக சக்தியையும் உள்வாங்கிப்போம். மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் நாபி சக்கரம், அநாகத சக்கரம், விசுத்தி சக்கரம், ஆக்யா சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தில் நிலைநிறுத்தி நம்மளுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான அகங்காரமும், மமகாரம், தேவையற்ற சுய கட்டுப்பாட்டுகளை ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியுடைய திருவடியில் சமர்ப்பிப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய அகங்காரம், மமகாரத்தை தங்களுடைய திருவடியில் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். எங்களுடைய ஆக்யா சக்கரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி திறந்து விடுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக கவனத்தை சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். श्री माता जी, सहस्रार स्वामिनी, करुणामयी, श्री आदिशक्ति, परमेश्वरी, जगत जननी, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்குள் வாருங்கள். சஹஸ்ர கமலத்தில் அமருங்கள் தாயே. சர்வ அலங்காரத்தோடு எங்களுடைய சஹஸ்ர கமலத்தில் அமருங்கள். சர்வ ஞானமயி, எங்களுக்கு தூய ஞானத்தை எப்பொழுதும் தந்தருளுங்கள். சகல சௌபாகிய பிரதாயினி தாயே, தாங்களிடம் ஒன்றினையை தந்தருளுங்கள். நிர்விச்சார நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுங்கள். ஆனந்தத்தை அனுபவிக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. முழு கவனம் சஹஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து அமைதியாக தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். நம்முடைய கவனம் தூய்மை அடைஞ்சிருக்கு. அதனால சஹஸ்ராரத்திலேயே முழுமையாக ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜோட திருக்கமலத்தை பாதத்தை தரிசித்து தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்டு உள்வாங்கிப்போம்.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. 1980 அன்னை ஆற்றிய சொற்பொழிவை நாம் இப்பொழுது கேட்போம்.
And we are so much lost in our own imaginations, in our own hallucinations and misguidance, that we cannot believe that there could be something factual about God. But if God is a fact, then even this happening has to happen within us, otherwise he doesn't exist. If somebody is an atheist, it's better in a way, because he has not accepted anything blindfolded. But if somebody has accepted God with an open mind and has not followed some conjectures, is even better. But if you follow any conjecture like that there must be God. Some people told me, yes, Mother, God helps me a lot. I said, really? How does he help you? So the lady tells me, I got up in the morning and I prayed to God, oh God, look after my son. That's all she could think of. That God should be only busy looking after her son. He has no other job. So then what happened? Then my son was coming by plane, and there was some trouble in the plane, but he was saved. God helped me there. There is God. But if something had happened to the boy, then what she would have said, I don't know. So to say that you are getting help from God, that God has helped you this way and that way, is too much to assume, I think. God does look after all of us. His compassion, His love, He has created us, He has made a beautiful human being out of us. Within us He has placed all these centers, He has placed the Kundalini within us, and the Kundalini has to rise, you have to get realization. All that is so. No doubt. All this has to work out. That's also the truth is. But still, one must know that He is not in your hand, you are in His hand. There are many people who pray to God, give me promotion. Oh God, you have to give me promotion. And then if He doesn't give this, God is not helpful to me. Why has He not given me promotion? You should not cheapen God like that. God is the one who is almighty, who has created all this universe. He has created you, and He has created you for a purpose. And that purpose is something supreme. That's not ordinary purpose. The way you think Him to be, He is not an ordinary person. He is supreme. And He will give you something that is supreme. Supposing you go to see some king, He will not give you 1 pea, will He? He may give you a diamond. But if you want to ask anything from God, then you must ask for the supreme. Now, what is the supreme? The supreme is to know Him. Unless and until you know yourself, you are not going to know Him. He has placed within you that instrument by which you first know yourself. Once you know yourself, through yourself you know Him. But the first important thing is that your attention has to be on Him. There's a very different thing to have attention on God and to have a blind faith in God. These two things are absolutely far apart. To have faith in God means, I have already told you, all the silly things we do in the name of faith. But to have your attention on God is to ask, when am I going to be myself? When are you going to accept me as a citizen of your kingdom? When are you going to use me as your instrument, O Lord? This should be your attention. If your attention is like that, and if you are really of pure nature about it, It will work out. It works out. This is the only thing that is needed in Sahaj Yoga, is a clean heart to ask for it, to desire for it. Those who have been ardently asking for it, they might have been misguided, gone to wrong paths, they have done mistakes, they might have committed sins, whatever it is. But in the name of God, in the search of God, if they have been earnest, they have been granted realization. They will get realization, no doubt about it. Even otherwise you will get realization. Is the grace so overflowing these days? Even the worst sinners can get realization. But how to retain it and how to ascend is then your responsibility. So this is for the newcomers today, because to go into all the chakras and all the centers is going to be too much. These people have already printed about all these things. But today, as there are more Sahaj Yogis here, I have to tell something important about their becoming. Already I have spoken to you about becoming. But today we have to understand one thing, that the essence is within us. For example, innocence is absolutely pure. Within us it is absolutely pure. In its own form it is absolutely pure. But when it is reflected through our medium, it gets soiled. The way you are, the way you express it, it gets spoiled. If you are a cunning person, the innocence cannot be manifested. It cannot be manifested. Your innocence, whatever God has placed within you, is completely darkened because you cannot reflect it back. There is no manifestation about it. Why it happens? If you are pure, if you are all right, the innocence is all right, then why it is not manifested through you? Why this cunningness can stop that innocence? Or any other essences that are within you, which you know, which exist on different chakras. We must think about it, why it happens. That even after realization, we cannot properly manifest our innocence, our primordial powers, which are within us in absolute purest form. Why? What happens with us? The trouble is with our attention. When you became human beings, you were given full freedom to put your attention onto anything you wanted. Say if you want, you can put your attention onto any subject. Say, I receive a telephone call. So I put my attention to it. Now I can go on identifying with it, thinking about it, all my attention will be enveloped. And I will not pay attention to anything else that is happening. The attention is so mobile, it has no base, as if the whole thing like a jelly goes and gets attached to a thing. I mean, today I received a letter from, say, Manila. And it's a funny letter to me, I must say. The lady writes to me that my problem comes from Mr. So-and-so. All right. What is your problem is that I have fallen in love with him. But he has fallen in love with another woman. He sends all the way to me this letter. And I am just very unhappy, mother. What am I to do? All my life is wasted. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just lost. He's left me. That woman has played a tricks and all those things, etc., etc. All right. So I just thought, look at this woman. Where is her attention? Is this the meaning of her life, to waste for any man who doesn't care for her? She has no self-esteem. Why doesn't she understand that God has not made her to waste her energy on these useless things? He has made her to enjoy life, to enjoy herself. Instead of knowing herself, why is she worried? Even if she marries such a wretched fellow who has run away with another woman, is he going to love her? I mean, its rationality also can tell you that this attention that she's wasting, she's crying, weeping, she said, I'll get tuberculosis. She will. I mean, if you waste your attention on foolish, nonsensical things, what's going to happen? So, This is how we put our attention onto absolutely useless things. Sometimes onto very depraved things also. We may put our attention to anything that we think requires our attention. But do you have your self-esteem? If you have, then where should be your attention? It should be on yourself. Where is yourself now? It is God Almighty. Is a part of that great primordial being. Your attention should be on that. After realization, your attention should be in your heart, on your spirit, which is the part of God Almighty. If your attention is on your spirit, you will be amazed how your attention will act. You see, like a jelly which is attached to a point, it may a little bit get disturbed, again it will settle down. Again it will get little bit disturbed, it will settle down. It will not hang on to any point and will not bother you. So to put all your senses properly, first of all, put your attention to your heart and to your spirit, because that's your absolute point which you have discovered. But it doesn't happen with many people. The trouble is, when Kundalini rises, she gives two kinds of experiences. One is called as Shambhavi, another called as Shakti. Shambhavi is the feeling of the Shambhu, is the Shiva in the heart, means God Almighty. But the other is Shakti. Now with Western people it is the other, because you know your problems. You have used your powers for all kinds of ramblings in your mental efforts. Everything will sit down, all right, let us discuss realization. What are you going to discuss? What are you going to discuss about realization? Did you get your realization by discussion? You have to meditate. You have to go within yourself, see your growth, work out within. You cannot talk about it, you cannot discuss it, you cannot argue about it. It is within. Because of these ramblings, we go up to the Shakti point, but Shambhus we do not reach. But in the East, where people are not that much intelligent, that well educated and sophisticated, I would say, simple people, it goes just there. And they just enjoy. If you show them any book written about Sahajya, for example, Gregor's book, they'll say, Mother, we don't want it to read, we don't understand this. They are just there, they are now there. What is there now? It's flowing through our body, everything we know, it's there. Why should we bother about these things and all the controversies and dogmas and what are the churches have told you and why they have failed and why this religion has failed? Who is bothered? So these problems come up because their attention has been on the spirit alone. Simple people have that capacity. So now, forgetting everything else, all your intelligence, all your books and education and all that you have had, forget it. And just put your attention to your heart, where lies the connection with God Almighty. If your attention is there, you will be surprised that your attention will be stabilized. Not only that it will be stabilized, but the source of joy is that. And you will start feeling that joy. In essences, even the primordial master's essence, which is called as Guru Tattva, is absolutely pure. Now, most of the Sahajogis who are here are very great Sahajogis, and I salute to them. But they must try to put their Guru Tattva all right. Means their manifestation of Guru Tattva will be always affected by their own ramblings. So they have to work very hard in the beginning to put it right. If you do not want to be of that level, it's all right, you can go ahead, it's all right. But if you really want to do it, then you must know that after realization you have to work hard. Before realization I will work hard. Even after I have to work hard. What to do? You know that. I have been working very hard even after realization. But if you want to cooperate and help yourself, then you have to put your attention in such a way that every problem comes in, you go to your heart, not to your brain. Any question comes in, go to your heart. There resides the blessings of God. And you will be surprised how it will be solved. That's why I said go into thoughtless awareness. That is the quality of heart, because heart doesn't think. You go to your heart means you put your attention to your spirit. Now, if you become a guru, for example, as a Sahajyogi also, supposing you are a guru of Sahaj, you are, most of you, because the Kundalini moves under your hands. You have so many powers, you can raise others' Kundalini, you can give realization to people, and you can find out the problems of other people. You have cured many people. I agree, you are great people, no doubt, great saints. But to go further, to perfect yourself, we have to understand certain points. That Guru Tattva itself can be manifested best if the Guru himself realizes the responsibility of being a Guru. For example, a Guru is still, say, smoking. He cannot become a Guru, even after realization. Because his disciple will also smoke. So Vishuddhi will never be all right. Supposing this Guru is so much worried about money matters. Say attention is still hanging on, because this is like a jelly, I said. Still certain ramblings are there in money matters. So his disciples will be also all the time worried about money matters. I have found this. There was a very good Sahajyogi who gave realization to at least 1,000 people. At least 1,000. And he was very fond of taking tobacco. I knew he used to take tobacco, but I never told him, you see. Whenever we walked from one center to another center, he would go back, and I knew he was taking that tobacco. I didn't say anything to him. I said, let us see now. But Sahaja Yoga is a wonderful thing. It's a great corrector. So one day, he came and told me. I said, if I tell him don't take tobacco, he'll say somebody must have told me, and there will be a big guesswork going on. Who has reported to mother? Why this has happened, that has happened. So I just kept quiet. One day he came and told me that, Mother, I don't know what happens. When I sit before your photograph, my face starts becoming like a Hanumana. I feel it's becoming bigger, 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 and expanding like that. What is it? I said, really? Surprising. Now, must be some reason. Must you be doing something wrong? No, nothing like that. Vishuddhi. I said, this is Vishuddhi. You are going against the Virat, so he is showing you his style. He said, no, Mother, I am doing nothing wrong. I am sure of it. Are you sure? I said, now I must confess to your mother. I take this tobacco. I said, I knew that. Now try to give it up. He says, how? I said, it is very simple. If you just try this. Whenever you feel like smoking or taking the tobacco in, you look at your heart. You become thoughtless. After all habits are communicated to you through thought. If you just look at your heart, remember only this much. That watch your heart, watch your spirit, or think of me, or do whatever is Sahaja Yoga tells you. For 1 second even if you do it, you'll forget about it. And you got rid of it. Because you have to depend on that stability which is within you. Once you feel the stability, you just forget about it. Because you feel unstable, that's why you take to these things. But if you can feel your stability, then you say, go to hell, I don't care for all these things, why should I bother? I'm not going to enslave myself for these things. And you got rid of it. So one has to work it out. It's very important for all the Sahajyogis to do it. Now I've seen many Sahajyogis who came to me where I should say they didn't believe in any work. They were anti-culture people. For example, I'm just saying, they were anti-culture. So they never believed in working. They said, no, nothing doing, we are not going to work, we are not going to accumulate any money. All right. Then when they came to Sahajya, I said, in Sahajya you have to work. You cannot sit idle, you have to work. You have to be in the center, you have to work for yourself. No guru is going to earn any money in this. And so you have to work. Everybody has to work. So when they started working, some of them became so adheringly possessive of their jobs that they had no time for meditation. They had no time for thinking about. Then they became mad like that. Then it started reacting. And they came to me, they said, Mother, why is it happening? I said, I told you to work. But I didn't tell you that you become a workman. You are a Sahajogi out and out. You have to work for your livelihood. Keep down that working speed. Now if somebody has to work for his livelihood, then he must think that you should be satisfied. There is no end to your working, is there? To your accumulating of money. And what people have got out of money. You knew this when you had given up all these nonsensical ideas about money. Then you knew this. Then suddenly why have you taken it up again? Anybody who is in Sahajog must know that you have to be temperate. That is the basis. That is the absolute fundamental thing of Sahajog. Nothing to be overdone in Sahajog. You have to be in absolutely temperance. For example, if I tell somebody you are very thin, you have to eat more and have little weight in you. So then he will eat like an elephant and live like an elephant. If I tell them you are very fat, a little bit you can reduce your habits of food, reduce yourself a little, then he will come out like a TB patient. I mean, I must tell you that going to extremes should be only possible when you are not attached to something. But now you are attached to your spirit. You are attached to your God. And how can you go to any extremes? If I tell them, all right, even doing meditation, that do meditation, then the whole night they will sit down for meditation. I never said so. I said you must look after your health, but get up in the morning, do your meditation, think about God. All the time you think about God as far as possible. But that doesn't mean the whole night you keep awake. You have to be temperate to begin with. Gradually, the wisdom will be so powerful and so enlightening that you yourself will see what is right, what is wrong, how far you are going. It is so much necessary because the fruits of Sahajoga to me is that you should feel joyous. To me, it is that's all. That you should feel absolutely in the kingdom of heaven. That you should feel you are now absolutely secured. And nobody can disturb you. There is within you is all the power. There's nothing to look forward. For example, till this light is burned, it is shaking, it is doing all kinds of things. Once it is lighted, it gives light. It knows its responsibility. It gives light. In the same way, I want you to be absolutely contented within yourself so that you manifest that light outside, give light to others without any effort. It will emit. It will emit. Unless and until that happens, no use becoming a guru in Sahaja. And I've seen with people, there are some people who are very ardent, extremely ardent, and they feel very much about Sahaja. That they have found out the truth, that the whole world should get it, they should have it, and the whole world should manifest it, the whole world must be saved. But I must tell you, very frankly, the whole world is not going to be saved. Most of it will be. But how do you expect Hitler to be saved? We must accept that part, that the whole world is not going to be saved. When the flower becomes the fruit, a lot of it goes out of existence. That's the part of evolution. So there is no need to be frantic about it. But you have to face reality as it is. And you have to solve the problem most radically, pragmatically, and not just to get frantic about it and get upset. As I had told you last time, that if there's a problem in the other room, better go see for yourself, face it and solve it. Sitting down here, what's the use of jumping, there's a problem in the other room? That's a typical way of escape of human beings, is that they'll be jumping in this room, or will be worried, or will lie down in their easy chairs and say, oh, we are finished because there's a problem in the other room. So the best thing is to go in the other room, see for yourself what is the problem, and face it like a human being, and then solve it. That is the way you have to look at things. Once you start facing it yourself, the whole thing, you'll be amazed how powerful you are. Because you have not used your power so far. Any problem comes in, just face it yourself. Unless and until a ship is put to its test in the sea, how will you know how far it is seaworthy or not? In the same way, after Sahajya, you test yourself. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And you'll be amazed at your own powers. Actually, people have faith in Sahajya, no doubt. But they do not have faith in themselves. This is what I'm telling you, that you must have faith in yourself. You have got realization, no doubt. You are realized souls, no doubt. I say you are. Even if the king comes to me and says, I'm realized, I can tell on his face, no, you are not. But you are realized soul. And the whole divine power, the all-pervading power, all the powers of God, and all the angels of the world are looking after you because you are aware. You are the most important thing for the divine. The whole thing, all this is all a waste and nothing of no use to the divine. You are the people who are to be lifted up. So, must know that we have to have faith in ourselves. For doing anything, you must know that you must have faith in yourself so that you stand up to it. And every time you will be surprised, any waves comes up, you ride over it. Every wave comes up, you ride over it. But just feel what powers you have got. These powers are within you already inherent. Say we'll take the question of now Guru Tattva, because today I'm more on Guru Tattva. There was a boy, a Sikh boy who came to see me. He was a very good boy. He came to see me and he said that, Mother, we are all followers Guru Nanak, but somehow I am not convinced about the way Sikhism is going on. And Kabira has said in our Granth Sahib that you should get your realization, and I haven't got it. Then how long are we to go on taking the name of God? And I was surprised at his alertness about things, that you have to have the experience of God. I said, all right, it's a very good idea. And he got his realization. He's a young boy, very young boy. But when he got it, just like Eureka, Eureka, he went to his people. He told all the Sikh people, what are you doing here? Come along. There is a way, what Nanaka has said. There is a way to get it. Why don't you get it, all of you? And he brought so many. And he used to speak. People said, Mother, we could not believe this boy could speak. They said he used to speak so well, and whatever he had heard, He said that they used to read Granth Sahib to him. When he said I was half asleep, I used to be tired. They would read 2.5 days continuously, I would be tired. But somehow all these things that they read, they came to me. And he would recite all these poems and everything, and he was telling about how Nanaka was saying about Sahajya. People were amazed at his things. And so many Sikh people came to me because of his own father, mother, everybody. This is what one has to do. If you really care for other people also, you have to go and tell them, this is not the way. Find the real. Find the real. Now the time has come for us to get something. We have been praying, we have been going to churches, we have been going to temples, we have been doing all this. Now why are we doing it? But they get so much used to it that you tell them now stop, you have done quite a lot, now you have your thing. They'll say no, we'll still do the same thing. It's a matter of habit. For a guru it is important to be higher than other people. If he is not, that cannot work out. You Sahajogis have to be people of higher outward manifestation. Inside you are. But outward manifestation has to be higher. You have to be humbler people, kinder people, sweeter people, loving people, compassionate, understanding that you were there where they are today, joyous people and cheerful people. Otherwise, nobody is going to believe what is happening in the Kundalini inside. Because whatever is happening, you cannot see that.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்களை திறந்து 2 கைகளையும் கூப்பி ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நன்றியை கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இன்றைய தியானம் அளித்ததற்கு நன்றி தாயே. நாங்கள் தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னியுங்கள் தாயே. நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.